Good evening, everyone across the United States and some parts of Canada. We've got people on here. So excited to have you all on tonight. This is our weekly Sunday night training webinar that we do. And our goal is to teach you to be able to do what we've done and create this residual income that we've created with this amazing gift that we have our hands on, that is Lifevantage, and all this amazing science that we have. So my name is Maria Williams. I am Pro 9 in this business. I have been doing this now for 7 years. 7 years ago, my little angel, Carrie Williams, who's on here, came on over, showed me that ABC, and I was just enthralled with what I saw. And so my goal today is to teach you about how to get started. So our topic today is getting started. So we take the blueprint and all the different chapters of it, and every week we cover a new chapter. We have a couple of things in there, sometimes to change it up a little, but really we are following the blueprint because that is what we do, and we want to teach you what we've done and what we've been successful with. So we're back to the top of the rotation, and the top of the rotation is getting started. So how do you get started, right? Somebody's told you about this, and you've signed up, and you've become a distributor, and now what do? What's your next step? Well, your next step is to fall in love, get passionate about what we have our hands on, okay? And you're going to get passionate about two things. The first thing you're going to get passionate about is these products, this science that we have your hands on. Like, I can't talk about this business without talking about these products. These nerve to activation is a medical breakthrough, right? We all know it. That's why you guys are all on here. You've seen it. So you've got to keep learning about it. You got to keep getting passionate about it because that is what we have our hands on. And then the second part of it is get passionate about this business. Get passionate about the potential to change your life and the lives of thousands and thousands of people. We have probably, I think, 5,000 to 6,000 distributors in our organization, each at different levels of growth where they're going with this. But it is just so mind-boggling that, 7 years ago, Carrie and I got started, and it has led to this amazing, amazing team that we have today. And all of you, wanting to build this and change your lives and better your lives and better the lives of others. So I don't know any type of business that gives you what network marketing gives you, this accomplishment of helping others and changing lives. I mean, it's just phenomenal. So getting started, the first thing is you probably have gone online, gone to whoever told you about this and ordered one of the packs, from the silver, the gold, the platinum pack. To me, the platinum pack is your best option because you have 30% savings and all this great product to get people on it, get them to start take it. And that's one of the first things you have to do is be a product of the product, right? Use the product. Like, sometimes people don't just start taking everything. And I'm like, why not? Why? You haven't tried Axio yet. You haven't tried the Fat Burner. You haven't tried the Cleanse. You haven't tried the Pro Tandem. When you get your pack, read through the material and, read through everything that's there and start taking that product. Start building your story. We all need to have a product story. Unless we are like 100% healthy and really don't have one thing, but it's just all about prevention, then you're going to build your story through other people's story. And that's okay. I mean, we do have some people that, have really never felt anything, but they believe in prevention because they know that they have, their family health issues, right? Their moms or dads, genetics. They have genetics involved, so they may not feel anything at this moment, but maybe later on they will. So that's okay. It's either your story or someone else's story in your organization, right? So I was just, my son plays for Stanford. I was just out there in California and watching his game, the first home game at Stanford, because every university, every college has started yet, but Stanford just started. This week was when the kids came back. And one of the moms ran up to me and she's like, oh, I can't wait to talk to you, because I met her 3 weeks ago, talked to her about the product and what we have our hands on. She got on the product, and then she got me on the field at, we're in the stands, and she's like, oh my goodness. So she was on it for about 3 weeks, and more energy, feeling just great. But her headaches, it's nerve 2 activation, but she goes, I've got these weird headaches. Doctors can't figure it out, but it's been 3 days and no headaches. That's how you build your story, is get enough people on this, and you build, you don't have to have your own story. You build it with someone else's story. But that is a huge part of this, is start taking the products, get on the products, and start building stories, because stories are what sell. And then you need to now figure out, why are you going to do this business? Like, what do you want out of this business? Now, we have some people that, okay, I want Pro 10, but then we have some other people on the other end of the spectrum. I just want to make some part-time income. It doesn't matter where you are, whether you're going to make Pro 1 income or Pro 10 income. Figure out why you want this business. What are you looking for? What are you looking to change? And you must, you hear me? You must write down your goals, your dreams, and put either months associated to it, a year, dates, but put some specific time frame. I remember when I got started, in our blueprint that we got, I wrote down all these goals that I wanted, and I put either I want to attain this in 6 months, I want to attain this in 1 year. I wanted monetarily, I will tell you that my first goal was to replace my 6-figure income that I had left when we moved from Massachusetts to Arizona. And so I said, in a year, I want to replace that 6-figure income. I want to be making what I used to make. And then I think I put in the next 2 to 3 years, I gave myself a window. And I think in the next 2 years, I wanted to be making $250,000 or $200,000. And then I think my next goal was I wanted to, if maybe 5 years down the road, to be making $500,000. Yes, I had big goals down there. Why not? Why not dream big, right? Why dream little? If you dream little, you're only going to get a little. So I went for it all. And I think I put $1 million, was down the road. But I will tell you, in 13 months, I remember that 13th month when I hit Pro 7, if I annualized what I made that month, it was my 6-figure income that I got back. So I know that writing down your goals and putting a time frame associated with it is very, very important. I just texted one of my new distributors and I said, you're going to hit Pro 2 this month. You're really, really close. And she was like, I'm talking to a lot of people. And I said, you need to set that intention. Oh, someone is unmuted. Let me mute everybody again. I said, you have to set that intention of what you want, right? The Bible says, ask and you shall receive. So you need to ask for what you want. So I told her, start asking now that you want to hit Pro 2 by the end of the month. We've got another week to go. You're so close. And then names and people, don't worry about the how. Just set your intention, right? In her case, it was, I am Pro 2 and I'm going to be Pro 2 by the end of the month. And just keep saying it all day. Post it on your refrigerator. I remember Carrie and I, our refrigerator, our bathroom mirrors, everywhere you could look, we would have whatever the next goal that we were trying to hit, we would have that pinned. So, when you walk out my door, I have this board, and I've created just a little vision board for my boys to put what their goals are in sports-wise and school-wise, and I have on there Pro 10. I am Pro 10, and I look at it every day. I walk in and out that door. I look over and I'm like, yep, I am a Pro 10. So I don't know how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen, but it is going to happen. I set it every intention that it's going to be this year. So, but you know what? Every year I get closer to that goal. Every year my income has increased. So I can't cry, right, of not being Pro 10 yet, but I know that it's coming. And what I love about knowing that when I hit Pro 10 is that so many of you on this will hit Pro 9, Pro 8, Pro 7, Pro 6, because you don't build this alone. You build this with your team. And that's what I love about this. It's just all of us just helping other people attain and get what they want out of life. So this is the coolest business in the world, I think. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, let me look at my notes to see what's next. So building your why, write it down, be specific, monetary stuff, personal stuff you want in life. You can start with baby steps, but really have some big stretch goals. Think of, like, close your eyes and what would your perfect life look like? Would you live in the same house you're living in? Would you be driving the same car you're driving? Would your children be going to the schools they're going to? Would your grandchildren be, going to the schools they are? Would you be taking your grandchildren on to Disney World that haven't gone yet, right? What would your life look like? Right? What would you want your life to look like? Do you want to have a house that has a pool? Do you want to have a house that's by the lake? Do you want to, would you like to have a log cabin somewhere? Would you like to live on the beach? It doesn't matter. What are those things that you dream of? Write them down. It's important to have them written down and to then, once you've got all these, and you're always adding to these goals, but once you've got them established, look at them. You look at them periodically, put them somewhere. I had them right inside my blueprint. So whenever I was training someone, I was using my blueprint, my goals were listed right there. And then it's just go to work, start building this. So at first, you are the apprentice, right? You're learning. And those of you that are on this training tonight, you're the ones that really want this because you've taken the time to get on here and to listen and learn. Now, some people can't because they're maybe, busy or something, but they're going to listen to it later. But just the fact that you are listening and learning, you're going to pick up something either for you right now or for later on as you build your team, a tool, some kind of nugget that will help you. So plugging in and learning. Right now, you're all the apprentice. So when you first get started, you're learning about the business. You're learning about the product. The one thing that from day one, two important things from day one that you need to start doing. One is working on your mindset, because this business is not hard to do, right? It's not hard to say to someone, hey, I'm looking at Barbara. Hey, Barbara, I've got something I'm really excited about. I'd like to share some information. Would you look at, I've got some information. Would you look at it? And you send them the ABC investigative report to look at. That's not difficult to do, right? Everybody? No. But we get in here and we start thinking and we start getting in our heads and we stop taking action. So you have to, right from if I could go back 7 years and what would I tell people that I first started with me, that I would be telling them to start working on their mindset, start working on personal growth, start listening daily, 15 minutes every day, something on personal growth, something on motivational, something inspirational, whatever. You can go on YouTube. If you type in motivational, inspirational, there are tons and tons of things out there. There's, you can listen to affirmations. There's just so much out there, but every day, 15 minutes a day. So when you get a new distributor, find something that you use and share it with that new distributor so they can begin their journey of believing in themselves, believing that they are worthy, believing that they deserve this, and just believing, right? Because that is so important. We start, inviting and sharing this, and then we get all in here, right? Well, what are they going to say? What are they going to think? It doesn't matter. Just share it from your heart, right? Share what we have and let people figure out if it speaks to them or not. You're not trying to force and push people to do this. You just want to give them the information. And if it speaks to them, great. And if it doesn't, then we move on. So you first become that apprentice. Then you start building your business, and then you start mentoring others to build this business. But the first phase is you're in that learning phase. So the mindset is the first thing to really work on, is your mindset. The second skill that you need to have is inviting. Like, you can forget all the training, everything at all, but if you can't invite people to look at the information, you'll never build this business. So work on your mindset so you have the courage to believe in yourself and go build this, and then learn how to invite. You know, at first I was horrible. Nervous, horrible. I was not as good as I feel like I am today, when I can, so today I can take a breath and I have a conversation with someone, right? So I met all these new parents, right, at college, and I'm just having conversations with them. I'm asking them questions about them. I didn't jump all over them, because then people are gonna be like, whoa, I didn't. I was getting to know them, you know, getting to know and find out, you know, everything I could about them, what they do for work, how long they've done it, did they like it, you know, just anything. And then about their health, people normally will kind of tell you stuff, and then eventually they're asking me what I do, and that's when I'm prepared now. Well, I'm in the health and wellness industry. Really? What do you do? When those people ask me, what do you do? Those are the ones, that spark of interest that I'm looking for. I've told people, hey, I'm in the health and wellness. Oh, okay. And then they change the subject. It didn't even, so that's someone that's not even interested in health and wellness. So that's okay. I'm looking for the ones that really, so what is it? And then I go on, and what I normally say is, well, I'm working with a publicly traded company. We're on the ground floor, and we're bringing to market a medical breakthrough or a scientific breakthrough. Really? What's it all about? Well, let me, you know, I'll send you some information. We were featured on ABC Time, and I'll send you some information on it. Well, great. And then I changed the subject, right? Because I'm going to get their contact info. So you need to get really good at inviting. So there's or building rapport, or talking to people. I know Big Al Schroeder. I have two of his books. One of them is Icebreakers, How to Start Conversation. You'll listen to this stuff also. And he has that one, Icebreakers, and he has another one. Just go out to Amazon and look up Big Al Schroeder. I mean, and there's so many books out there on inviting, and even, you know, look at sales books on selling, right? Just because they're teaching you is how to invite, is how to build rapport and talk to people and create conversations where in those conversations you find the right opportunity to say, hey, love to share some information based on what you just said. So it's mindset at first, and getting really, really good as fast as possible on inviting and sharing this information with people. Those are the top two things on getting started that you need to do. Another thing on getting started is meet the team, right? Distributors, please introduce your new distributors to the team. It doesn't have to be to 20 people. In the blueprint, it's 4 people, right? The 4 active people. Because we know some people will get involved and they really just become customers, and they're not really, sometimes maybe even who personally signed you up is not building the business anymore. They're just on the product, they love it, but the business wasn't for them. But who is active? So we introduce people via text, right? We do a lot of group texting and send that to people. So we do group texting. We do personal phone calls, introducing to 1 or 2 key people that we want them to meet. We even have done Zooms like this, where we say, hey, can anybody get on and meet my new distributor? Because, and what the goal is when I get on a call, when I get introduced to someone, is to tell my story, right? It's to tell my story of, I've been doing this for 7 years, I had no experience, but this is, you know, this is what it's, you know, done for me, and this is what my business is today, and, you know, and just connect with people. Because all people want to know is that they're all trying to figure out, can they do this? So your story, by you telling how you've had your success along the way, is what is going to build belief in that new distributor. Because they're looking all around them, right? And they're seeing all different backgrounds, right? People with no degrees, to people that have degrees, to teachers, carpenters, all kinds of people in different backgrounds. And so we, people connect with different people. So introducing them to a variety of your team and make sure they tell their different backgrounds. This is where they're going to see that, wow, if Barbara can do it, I can do it. If Nancy can do it, maybe I can do it. If Wayne has had success and he's doing it, if Mary's, all these people that didn't have experience in this, right? Because even if someone has come from network marketing, at some point they did not have experience in this and they had to learn it, just like me and you are learning this today. I'm gonna look at the time, make sure I gotta leave time to our special guest. Woo, 6:51. Yes, so moving right along, introduce them to 3, 4 key people. In the blueprint, it has 4 names. Make sure you introduce them to those 4 names. And then right away after that is you want to give them a list of the different invites that we have, not invites, events that we have. Plugging people into events is very, very important. So talk about the weekly. Like, don't give people too much. I've been hearing people like giving them 10 different phone calls. You are overwhelming people, overwhelming them. It's too much information at the beginning. I give them our Monday morning motivational call. I give them the Thursday opportunity call because when you're getting started, you want to learn the story. You want to learn the verbiage, right? So the Thursday opportunity call is great to get people on, but it's also a great training tool. And this Sunday night webinar for training. Those are the 3 calls that I give. So if your team has another extra call, well then, or a Zoom or something, some kind of other training or leadership, we'll plug them into that, right? That's what happens. That's our weekly calls that we have. Talk to them about getting them registered to the Lifevantage Academy. That's monthly that occurs, right? And then every 4 months we have a conference, Elite Academy. The next one's in November. Start telling them on day 1 that it's November 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in Orlando, so they can start planning. They can start planning and they can start saving their money, start building their money, and you tell them right from the beginning, you're going to invest back into this business. We want you to invest into this back into the business so you can learn. And the best investment you can do is to come to Elite Academy, because you're going to see the big picture. You're going to learn the science, learn the business, and meet the rest of the team. And so many people connect with people, and then they see why this business is so amazing. So that's all I have for tonight. That's just getting started. That's the beginning of it. You don't have to go too much more in depth than that. Next week will be on databasing. But now I want to turn it over to the fabulous, amazing Dr. Sveta Silverman. She is from Canada, Edmonton, Canada. She's a surgical pathologist. She was born in Russia, now lives in Canada. She was a pediatrician in Russia. And then when she came to Canada, she had to recertify, right? And so she became a surgical pathologist. She is a breast cancer expert. And I'm going to tell you, she has a heart of gold. I love this woman. And the only reason she's involved in this business is because of the science that we have our hands on. And this is how real and amazing the science is, that doctors of her caliber are looking at this and want to share it with the world, because they don't have this tool in their offices, right? They don't have this tool that we have. So it's this science, this medical breakthrough that has spoken to her, and then she saw the business potential. And one of her big goals in this business is because this is how she can reach more people, by building a team and by helping others be successful and change their lives. So I'm going to turn it over to Sveta. She is going to talk about True Science, our skincare line. Yeah, she's going to talk about something that she normally doesn't talk about, because she's always talking about Nerve 2 and Nerve 1 and the probiotic and True Science. I think it's good to hear her perspective on True Science and why it's amazing. So Sveta, it's all yours, sweetie.
Thank you very much. What an overwhelming introduction by great Maria Williams, the great Maria Williams. And what I love about what she said, I love when my leaders, my mentors are reading the same books I'm reading. So this is what I'm reading. So this is by Big Al Schroeder. Love his books. The complete 3 books of network marketing leadership series. Yeah. Listening, learning. So thank you. Yes, Maria, today I'm a bit out of my comfort zone talking about skincare regimen. However, so let's talk, and that's what's on my desk. And if you don't like it, you're missing something. And if you're loving it, it's like me. Love this stuff. So skin. Skin is the biggest organ, and skin is basically the face of your insides. So despite that we're going to talk about true science regimen, let's start about insights, and that's how it all started. Yes, NRF2 Pretandem. And the skincare regimen actually started with NRF2 Pretandem, and that's what validates us 3 skin cancer studies based on melanoma and other type of cancers with tremendous response upon my studies. So that's where part 4 of the true science regimen has been introduced and developed. So as of now, guys, we have 4 products or true science regimen, which consists of a cleanser, a hydrating lotion or perfecting lotion, an eye serum, and the true science facial cream, which I think is a misnomer because that facial cream goes on any part of my body when it's needed. So now, obviously, if we're talking about cosmetic product, we're going to talk, and in our case, it's far from being only a cosmetic product. It's definitely intended for health again. So true science. Let's finish with cosmetic products. If you have been to a few of our presentations and you saw the picture of people applying true science regimen, you saw a tremendous cosmetic benefits via softening the skin, softening the wrinkles, the creases, volumizing the skin, making it more vibrant, undeniably younger looking skin. And sometimes I get embarrassed because I'm actually stopped being commented on the quality of my skin. So thrilling, great, sometimes just, not very comfortable. So we are done with the cosmetic part. Let's get into the healthy part of our skincare regimen. Well, one of my favorites, because now NRF1 is my favorite, NRF2. And as we know, what our flagship product NRF2 does, it upregulates our cellular vacuum cleaners. Well, guess what? Skin is our first barrier. Skin is the gate to get all, let's say, vitamin D, sun, or environmental insults into us, or protect from these environmental insults from us. So skin is the first organ that is facing different environmental toxicities, whatnot. And the problem with skin is actually, skin is the one organ that we can appreciate aging. So if you compare the skin of a newborn with the skin of a 60-year-old person, you definitely notice the difference. You don't know the difference between newborn liver and the 60-year-old liver because you don't see it. The skin you definitely do. And that is going to reflect on NRF2 activation. So the newborn skin has this vibrant NRF2 upregulation with absolutely pristine cleaning apparatus. Right? So the vacuum cleaners in the skin cells of a newborn are revved up. These are Dysons through the Dyson, right? However, on a 70-year-old skin or 60-year-old skin or 40-year-old skin, the NRF2 is definitely age-related decrease. So we have to bring it back. How do we bring it back? Yes, We are the products of the product. Absolutely, I take NRF2 Pretendum to clean every cell, but I definitely enforce it with NRF2 upregulation via True Science regimen. Now, the thing is, mentioning that skin is the most visual representation of our aging, that is exactly what happened with NRF2. It is majorly decreased in skin. So it is very, very hard to bring it on top. That is why the application of NRF2 skin application upregulator is critical. So True Science facial cream is, in my mind, is absolutely necessary. Now, we don't treat, cure, mitigate diseases. We don't claim. However, let's say I will encourage you to get Maria Williams' son, the scar disappearance. And he's a very dark-skinned person, and I was explained that on a dark-skinned person, these kind of burns, they do not heal without hypopigmentation. And he has no pigmentation. You know, talking to young people who are afflicted with acne and applying True Science, the whole skincare regimen on acne, that's where, you know, I put my hat on, because I have seen great results. And the appearance of young people is very, very important for their, you know, for their ego and self-esteem. Now, cleanser. Cleanser is different. Our cleanser is different from other cleansers because it does not exfoliate, it doesn't strip the superficial layers of the skin. It gently removes the dead skin layer without interfering with the pH of the skin, which is important because interfering with the pH of the skin is going to attract the bacteria. Now, cleanser is not only as a cleanser. Let's say I use cleanser as my shampoo for the last 2 years plus and love it. Guys use cleanser as the shaving lotion. Again, loving it. Part 2, hydrating lotion. It's a moisturizer. It's a volumizer. Very important in my climate. I live in a humidity of 0, especially now going into winter month. As you see, hydrating lotion, it kind of pops up the collagen. Different layers, different soft layers of the skin that is underneath that superficial skin. Now, hydrating lotion is used, let's say, like in my case, I use it as the conditioner. Haven't touched a hair conditioner for over 2 years, and the guys are using the hydrating lotion as the aftershave. So again, the versatility of our products do not only apply to ladies who like to look great. The guys really, really like True Science regimen. So please, when you're talking to a guy, to a male person, never avoid, you know, don't just talk about the products, avoiding True Science because you think, oh, it's for the girls only. No, 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 no. It's for the guys as well. Now, part 3 is an eye serum. Well, eye serum, again, maybe somewhat a misnomer because not only, well, the difference between our eye serum is, you know, the industry promotes collagens, right? The only problem is it kind of doesn't work. Well, eye serum is a combination of proteins that allows the penetration into the skin and actually build our collagen. We need to supply the nutrients and those proteins to build our own. That's how it works. And that's what eye serum is intended for. That's why it is also so potent to build that collagen in a matter of creases or wrinkles. As well, eye serum is very good on burns, you know, bruises, cuts. You know, I have, as I said, we live in a very dry climate. So, you know, I have a whole bunch of, you know, cracks. So eye serum is very, very good on the cracks in dry skin. And I already mentioned the True Science facial cream. The only thing that I'm going to finalize is the science. I mentioned those studies, and that's what is behind us, as well as we already published more and more studies on true science skincare regimen, which basically completely eliminated the skincare damage post shaving. How great is that? So, my time is off.
It's up. That's it. We love hearing from you. Love the glasses. And yes, you have beautiful, beautiful, amazing skin. It pays also to be raw vegan like you. Your skin is just so beautiful and amazing.
And guys,
right does a lot.
Guys, I don't want to propagate myself, but I am going to conduct another science seminar, and it's going to be on Big Blue, and the lecture is on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Pacific, at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 7 p.m. Pacific Time. Please join me for the science seminar where I'm going to go into more details. Thank you, Maria. Sorry about that.
I'm so glad you promoted that. Awesome. And it's on Big Blue Calendar. We can find it under Canada or the main one.
It is under Canada. I posted all my postings are under Canada.
Awesome. Well, thank you. We want to keep this short and sweet so you're learning and you're applying. So the new distributors that are on this, if it's your very first time, take the advice that we've said and get started and start your business on the right foot, and lock arms with, your sponsor, your friends that got you involved in this, and let's go build dreams. And this is what I love about this. So Sveta, thank you so much. That was amazing. We know that this Nerf 2 is awesome. And most of you probably have seen my son's picture with the burn on his arm, and it's incredible. He has no scar on that arm. So yeah. So love these products and the True Science. Been using it for 7 years. And our skin is just feels great, and it's just incredible. So thank you all, everyone. Good night, and we will see you next week, next Sunday. Bye-bye.